My name is Jim Randall. I'm the UNESCO Chair in Island Studies and Sustainability. And for this project, I'm the executive editor for the annual report on global islands.
So we're going to get you to start by stating the objectives of your chapter and the conclusions. So talking about what you contributed there.
This is the third year that the Institute of Island Studies has been providing these annual updates. And one of the roles I have, in addition to being the editor of the entire volume, is to actually provide a statistical update for a set of islands, both small island states as well as subnational island jurisdictions, across a variety of indicators of economic development. So that's what my secondary role was for this volume, was to provide that update. Now, in terms of the conclusions of the chapter, there isn't often much change from year to year. So you have to really dive in sort of a little bit more deeply to see what actually happened. But maybe what I can say is one of the conclusions that I made in that chapter, and remember that this was written and released well before the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think I said that it's clear from looking at the statistics, as we already know from the literature, that tourism-dependent islands tend to fare fairly well in terms of economic development indicators compared to other islands and compared to other jurisdictions. But I also said that we have to be very cautious because tourism-dependent islands may be more vulnerable to things like extreme weather events or global economic downturns. And lo and behold, what's happened since this chapter was written. The entire world is transformed because of the implications both for public health and for the economy of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we're seeing that vulnerability being played out on all places, but especially on tourism-dependent islands.
Excellent. Okay, what do you see as the contributions of these reports, or this one in particular, to island studies?
Sure. Well, if you look at the contributors to this volume, they actually are amongst the most well-respected, both Chinese and international experts in the areas of tourism, tourism on islands, and also in terms of producer services and the role that services play in economic development. So what this volume does, along with the other volumes, is that it provides a sort of a window to the world, both from the world of other scholars, island studies scholars, as well as other practitioners, on exactly what is the kinds of the cutting edge research in tourism. So as is the case with the other annual reports, the contributors to this volume included some of the leading experts in tourism, in island tourism, and in this case also producer services in the role of services on island economies. And so what these volumes do collectively, and this one especially, is they really represent a window on to the world of scholarship, to the world of practitioners and government officials on the cutting edge research in these areas around the world.
Okay, excellent. And our final question then, do you have any suggestions for future reports as far as content or topics?
All right, so the natural topic that everybody seems to be addressing, and regardless of whether it's island studies or other fields, is what are the impacts of COVID-19 and pandemics in general on the economy, on social life, on governance and everything else. And clearly that's a natural one, but I think we need to go a little bit further than that. I think we need to look at, and some people are actually looking at this also, is how do you actually now build up a resilience and create sort of a green economy or a green tourism that doesn't allow us or doesn't allow us to actually be caught in the same dilemma that we've been caught in now. And we're looking at COVID-19 as a transformative event. But when you also look at it from the perspective of climate change, and sustainable development, those are all still lurking there in the background, and they may be more transformative even than COVID-19, and likely will be. And so this is really a warning signal for us to really think closely about our sustainability practices on islands and make sure we build in that sustainability, call it green, whatever you want, to make sure that our societies are functioning and our economies are functioning when one of these other crises actually does hit.